Welcome to Gainesville, Florida, the site for a midweek matchup in the Sunshine State as the number 9 Florida Gators get set to take on the Dolphins of Jacksonville. Florida dominant in this series all time. 11 shutouts, 7 run rule victories in the history between those two in Florida. Looking for another one of those tonight. Welcome in, everybody. Ryan Urquhart, Francesca Anea. And Francesca, when you take a look at this game, Florida has a lot of big-time opponents coming up this weekend in the Mary Nutter Classic. Focus may be a storyline tonight for Florida. What do the Gators need to accomplish? Welcome back to Gainesville. There you see the starting lineup for Tim Walton's Gators in season number 15 for Florida. We mentioned 900 wins for Coach Walton in the opening. And when you take a look at this lineup, Francesca, the production from the top of the order has been spectacular so far.
I think that's what we expected when you have veterans Hannah Adams and Kendall Lindemann up at that top, and now just looking for production at that bottom of the lineup. That is key, and it's being anchored down by the shortstop in Reynoso, trying to get things started down there.
The pitcher for Jacksonville will be Alyssa Bilodeau. Steps into the circle. There you see her numbers, a 1.4 ERA. That's best on the team. The ace will step in for Jacksonville to face off against the leadoff hitter Adams. The first pitch away from Jacksonville. So for Bilodeau, voted preseason pitcher of the year for 2019, is the ASUN strikeout leader with 44 this season.
And she's someone who produces a lot of strikeouts because she throws at a very high velocity. She's going to top out around 67, 68 at times, but she doesn't have too much movement with it. And that's where she gets in trouble because it's high velo. If you can catch up with it, the ball's going to go far.
And it'll be a hitter's count on Hannah Adams. She's somebody who, at the end of last season for Florida, really started to turn a corner and became a big factor in this lineup. Now finds herself an anchor for Florida's offense. .3-0 from Bilodeau. That'll be high, ball 4. So both teams with leadoff base runners. Let's see what the Gators can do with it. So bring up the righty Kendall Lindemann. He's racked up quite a number of career honors. The 3-time All-American, 2019 All-SEC first team selection, a transfer from Minnesota. And strike one to Lindemann. For Kendall Lindemann, had a solid weekend at the Bubbly Invitational. On the entire week was .450 at the plate with 3 RBI. Drew 4 walks as well. Went 1 for 3 last time out against Florida A&M. Currently riding an 11-game hit streak. That's a career high for her. Now facing 0-2.
I love the response from Bilodeau after giving up 4 straight balls to Adams. You come out hot right against Lindemann, getting that 0-2. Now, if you can put her away, now that is going to give you some confidence in that circle.
0-2 to Lindemann. Lindemann lifts one deep towards left field at the warning track, and it's off the scoreboard. Gators off to a racing start. A 2-run shot from Kendall Lindemann.
Kind of preluded to it. Bilodeau gives up that long ball very often because of that high velocity. You have an 0-2 count. You cannot leave that ball anywhere over the middle of the plate. That ball needs to be in the backstop before it needs to be anywhere on that white part. And because of that experience and the power that Kendall Lindemann has, of course she's going to knock it over the fence for her second home run of her season.
Kendall Lindemann among the leaders a season ago in long balls, and she adds another. 2-0 Gators in the bottom of the first. That'll bring up Charla Eccles, who we talked about. She's a long ball threat in her own right. And Florida getting 2 big transfers over these last couple of years. They got Lindemann last year from Minnesota. Charla Eccles from Michigan State, both out of the Big Ten. And one of the questions for Florida coming into this year was, how can you fill the void of Amanda Lorenz departing for graduation, one of the best to ever wear the uniform for Florida? And the answer has resoundingly been the play of Charlotte Eccles. She has been one of the nation's best through the first 12 games for Florida. Eccles lifts this one high, deep to right field, and it is well out of the ballpark. How about another home run for Charlotte Eccles? She's got 5 on the season, and it's 3-0 Florida. 1-0 Razorbacks. Here's the serve from Traynor again. Hammonds receives. Montre back set, right side Carlton swing. She's rejected to the net by Arkansas. Pamphile and Gillen combined to make the stop. The SEC Freshman of the Week, Gillen leading the way.
Florida trying to send a message early that they're going to try to set the middle and go for the right side. They're going to focus a little bit on the quick sets. They're just trying to find the rhythm right now.
2-0 Razorbacks, the serve. Hammonds receives. Gators go left side Hall. Swing and a kill for Thayer Hall. Going right side, hit it off the forearms of Savannah Downing, the libero. And the Gators get on the board for the first time today.
Florida feeling really comfortable with their outside hitters. They know that they can go to Thayer Hall, and she can see the court very well.
Downing in the all-white jersey for Arkansas, serving right to left for the Gators is Thayer Hall, stands in back right for Florida. Hop step, here's the serve, arcing near side. Razorbacks will set left side, Gillen, swing, hits the block, but picked up by Arkansas. Back set right side this time, tip shot over from Pamphile, dug out by Florida. Gators go to the pipe to Thayer Hall, swing just too long, past the orange end line in front of the Florida script. It's a point for the Razorbacks, 3-1 Arkansas in the opening set in Gainesville.
Great idea by the Florida Gators to try to mix up the sets. They're trying to get the ball to Thayer Hall in the back row.
Savannah Downing will serve again. 5 service aces this year, 28 service errors. Line drive over the tape, taken to the back row by Florida. Gators go right side. Carlton tips it over the block and got a touch out of bounds. Nice finesse play from Holly Carlton. It's 3-2.
As Dave mentioned, Florida's going to go back to what they know. They had a lot of success tipping the ball in the last matchup against Arkansas.
Gators swept Arkansas last time they met in straight sets on the road at Fayetteville. This is the return trip. The serve from Gregory. Taken to the back row by Arkansas. They try a dump, and Rippey is able to find the court. A point for Arkansas, and the Razorbacks a 2-point lead. Into the game for the Razorbacks comes 2 substitutions. Checking in is Gracie Ryan alongside Mylan Garrett for the Razorbacks. No substitutions yet for Florida. Still the same starting 6. Here's the serve. Right-handed over the tape. Hall receives. Montre sets middle. Kramer swing nicely placed from Rachel Kramer. She continues to dazzle this season for Florida offensively. Well placed into the backcourt.
That play starts with a wonderful pass from Thayer Hall. It's all about the first contact to be able to set the middle blocker.
Trinity Johnson, we are tied at 12 for the first time today. Inside 60 ticks, turning clock first quarter. Florida trying to regain the lead. Smith, lofty pass inside Williams, lays it up off the glass and banks it home. Florida retakes the lead, 14-12.
Great pass, great finish. Good on Zeta Williams for keeping the ball high. Now where all the little guards can get down there and get it.
Jade Compton with the ball out in front for Presbyterian. Top of the key gives Casey Hall one-on-one with Briley Bartrup. From right elbow, Compton driving towards the right lane. Kick inside Hall, lays up a short jumper, hits off front iron. Florida with the board. The other way, Lavender Briggs underneath the Gatorhead logo. Drives from the left wing, spins, now kicks out. Bartram, a 3. Rims off the heel, and Presbyterian fights for the rebound, and they get it. Brought down by Carter. That one almost hit home for Bartram.
Now Ricard's just got a foul there on that last play, trying to go for the rebound, but I think Coach Cam would be happy with that foul any day of the week. Being aggressive on the offensive boards and just unfortunately ended up looking like a foul to the referee.
Gators among the offensive leaders in the NCAA in terms of rebounds. Driving, and the pick is tripped up. Carter fell to the ground, still dribbling it is Johnson for Presbyterian. 6 to shoot. Compton steps inside the arc, now back out. Hands off Hall from the left elbow. Desperation 3. Almost banked it in, but it rims out. And that'll wrap up the first quarter of play. Florida, a hot start, but just a 2-point lead through 1. It's the Gators 14, Presbyterian 12. To the second we go on the Gators Sports Network from Learfield IMG College. It's just been a little bit more physical down the stretch of that first quarter. There's Ariel Johnson with it right elbow down to Williams in the corner. Florida working around the arc with 21 to shoot to start the second quarter. Right corner brings a 3. Just bounces out, but the rebound taken by Moore on the near left corner. Moore down the baseline, swings it back out in front. Smith kick to Briggs, fakes a 3, drives, and she's called for the travel before she can get inside. Florida comes up empty on their first possession of the second quarter.
Great play, great shot by Lavender Briggs, and good on Christina Moore for getting the position early. And as we were talking during the break of getting that offensive rebound, you almost had to box them out like you're on defense.
Gibbs back in the game, running point for Presbyterian down the right lane. Driving for the Blue Hoses. Johnson tries to lay up a shot. It is not in time, though. She is fouled, so the first team foul of the second quarter for the Gators. Presbyterian will inbound it. Johnson will go to the baseline. Presbyterian moving left to right. Florida from right to left. 9:29 to go second quarter. Presbyterian inbound off the foul. Time running out. Got to find somebody. Lofty pass way back top of the key. Santos to the right elbow. This is Johnson. Works along the free throw stripe. Hands back off to Compton, and it's intercepted on a shovel pass by Ariel Johnson. She's tripped up trying to gobble back up the ball. Whistles blow, and the foul will be called against Jade Compton. That's the team's second first personal of the second quarter, so Florida will have possession from the near sideline. Christina Moore will inbound it to Smith.
This is where Florida has to stay composed and keep up that defensive pressure because they're not getting out of position to get these steals. They just happen to be at the right place at the right time, and those are the best types of steals to happen because it just shows to give you momentum on offense.
Florida trying to get a big home win before two towering matchups with Indiana and Florida State, both in the AP top 25. Briggs from right elbow, kicks Smith, left wing three. It's off the heel, but Moore gets the rebound. Second chance putback, hits it home.